Okay, there we go. A little slow loading up there. All right, well, hello. Welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and once again, it's time to look at idioms. Time for idioms class. Today, we're going to be looking at idioms which are related to kind of an overriding idea or analogy, a metaphorical idea that people's moods are similar to the weather. Okay, stormy, fair, whatever, sunny. Someone has a sunny disposition, or they have a stormy relationship. Frequently, we use weather-related words to talk about people's moods, and we'll be basically focusing on that overriding concept today. As usual, students will take turns doing a number of exercises, and we'll kind of discuss the idioms or expressions as we go along, clarify the meaning, and kind of talk about if there's any special cases where they're used or not used. Okay, moods or weather. Let's get started. I'll do a little microphone check and say hello. Hello, Senia. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the class. Heidi, hello. How are you? Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. And Albina has also joined us. Hi, Albina. How are you doing?
Hello. Just fine.
Great. Glad to hear it. Okay. All right, let's get started. Okay, as we often do, we're going to start, especially with these theme-based allegory-type idioms. Okay, we're going to start by looking at some literal meanings of these weather words, which will be key to understanding the idioms. So let me do a little screen share and we'll get started. All right, pretty straightforward weather word definitions here. Senia, number one.
Another word for a light or moderate wind is a storm?
No. That would be the opposite of light. That would be involve a heavy wind.
Opposite of light?
More or less. Well, no, we're looking for the one that does mean light. Light,
Yes.
moderate, steady. A nice steady wind
Breeze.
is a breeze. That's right. If you go to the ocean or a large body of water, it's very normal for there to be a steady ocean breeze. Okay. Senia, when the wind is on again, off again. Whoosh, whoosh, okay, like the scary wind you hear in a, the wind you hear in a scary movie. Okay, what is that when the wind is on again, off again? Do you know the adjective for that?
No, I don't.
Okay, that is called gusty. If there are gusty winds, the wind speed changes from 0 to 50 kilometers an hour. A breeze is steady. The breeze is 12 kilometers an hour, constant. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. And the adjective we use with wind, the general collocation is light wind, heavy wind. Or moderate wind, I guess, is medium. One other thing, Senia, I noticed your pronunciation of moderate was a little off. Okay, I want to take the opportunity to explain something here for you and others. All right, this particular word is a very good example of a word with an ate suffix or ending, which is used for either verb or an adjective. This word can be a verb or an adjective. There may be a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, in general, when you see one of these words, when it is an adjective, as in this case, it's moderate. The AT ending is very much underpronounced. It's an unstressed syllable. However, when it is a verb, it is stressed, so it becomes to moderate. It like ate. It's a long vowel sound, full pronunciation of the long vowel sound. To moderate. The verb to moderate means to basically like referee. Somebody moderates a debate. For example, he's the moderator. Okay, so this is a fairly consistent thing in English that you often see with ATE words. The adjective is like separate. Put them in separate containers. You need to separate them as the verb. Pretty consistent phenomena there. Okay, let me quickly welcome Hogan to the class. Hi, Hogan. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm just good. And how are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Heidi, number 2.
10 minutes of light rain in the shower.
Yes, it is. You often hear the weather forecasters say scattered showers. That both means they're scattered in time and they're scattered in area. Okay. Do you know any other words for rain, Heidi, to show how hard it's raining?
No.
No? Okay. By the way, the basic adjectives, light rain or heavy rain or hard rain. Okay. There are other words like shower, for example, a drizzle. A drizzle is a very slow rain. You've got really big raindrops when it's a drizzle. Yeah, okay, right. Heavy rain, it's raining like cats and dogs. That's right. That's obviously a classic example of an idiom. A drizzle is a steady, not a lot of water coming down, but the raindrops are really big. They like splash on your skin when they hit you. As opposed to a sprinkle, where it's light rain, but the raindrops are very, very tiny. You might be getting almost the same amount of water in a drizzle or a sprinkle, but it's pretty clear which is which. Okay, shower. All right. Okay, and then of course there's obviously heavy rain is like a downpour. A lot of water comes down all at once, like someone pouring a bucket of water. It's a downpour. Lots of other words. A deluge. Okay, ridiculously hard downpour is a deluge. Okay, moving on. Albina, number 3.
When the sun is not clear, it's hazy.
Yeah. Not to be confused with foggy. What's the difference between hazy and foggy? Do you know?
I thought they are synonyms.
No, they are not. No, they are not. Foggy is caused, usually you see fog in the morning because the water has condensed close to the ground. So it's like, it looks like steam, kind of is steam, and it's very heavy and close to the ground and floats around lowly. Haze is spread much more low, high, it doesn't matter. Haze is caused a lot of the time it's caused by pollution, but pollution in conjunction with evaporating air. So foggy looks like a cloud on the ground. Looks like you can touch it. Haze does not look like you can touch it. It's just you look a far distance and you cannot see very far. Okay, but you can't see like you can see a cloud, you can see fog. Haze is just like you have
Smoke.
bad vision or something. I don't know. How to
Can we
explain it.
say smoky?
Smoky, well, you know, smoky specifically, you're talking about the, you know, emissions of carbon particles in the atmosphere. Smoke is from fire. Okay. Haze may be because of evaporate. Deserts are often hazy. If there's a rain in the desert, it has nothing to do with pollution. But after a rain, when it gets really hot the next day, there's so much water evaporating from the soil, you see like shimmering vapor on the surface of the desert sand, and you really can't see very far. That's why people see mirages. They imagine they see things in the desert because it's very hazy, and everything looks blurry in the distance. Okay. But yeah, a lot of times it's combined with pollution, which makes it worse, of course. Okay. Hi, Ken. Welcome to the class. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Talk to you in just a bit. Hogan, number 4.
Number 4, when the temperature drops to just below 0, it is frosty.
Yeah, okay. Frosty the Snowman. Okay, what's another word we could use?
I mean, just below 0?
Yeah,
Mm,
maybe more typical, actually.
melting point.
It's freezing.
It's freezing. Okay.
Water begins to turn to ice. The liquid becomes a solid. That's freezing. It's also frosty. What is frost, the noun? What is it?
Frost, when water is go below the 0 degrees, then it's starting to be become ice.
That's right.
So that's frost.
Yeah, frost is actually the condensed water. In the summer, it might become fog. In the winter, it becomes frost. It just freezes, so it doesn't start to evaporate. So it's the condensed water, often usually at night when it's colder, and it freezes on the ground. It's frost. And you can have a light frost or a heavy frost or hard frost. And anybody who's in agriculture would understand that. A light frost, your plants can live through. A hard frost kills all plants. Okay. One more question, Hogan. All right, you say when it goes below 0, it freezes. Well, yes. And when you're talking about temperatures Celsius or centigrade.
Yeah.
Right. Fahrenheit. Do you know what the temperature is Fahrenheit?
I think it's either 32 or 34. I think it's 34 degrees
30.
in
You had it right the first time. 32.
32. Okay, just confused.
That's it.
Yeah, either
Right.
one of the two, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. Right. Okay. Moving on. Ken, okay, well, first let me quickly, before you go, Ken, let me quickly welcome Sam to the class. Hi, Sam.
Hello. Hello. Good
Hi, hi.
afternoon.
Good
Hi.
afternoon. And Gina has joined us. Hi, Gina.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Ken, number 5.
Okay. A day with lots of dark clouds is gloomy.
Oh, yeah. Gloomy. Yes, it is. Gloomy. Do you know any other nouns we might describe as gloomy? A gloomy day, talking about the
Or
weather.
depressive.
Depressing. No, I mean like A house. Well, what I was thinking of nouns that gloomy can modify, like a gloomy house. It's kind of depressing. Depressing, not depressive.
Depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. Depressive actually refers to physically pushing down. Depressing means like sad. Yeah. Okay. All right. A gloomy day. A dark and gloomy day often goes together. A gloomy face. Yeah. Very good. Seen him.
Gloom,
Yeah. Yeah.
gloomy music.
Gloomy music. All right. He has a gloomy personality, a gloomy disposition. Yeah. 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 All of those. Very good. Okay. Sam, number 6.
Okay. When the winds get very strong, get ready for a breeze.
No, a breeze is a light or moderate wind is a breeze.
Okay. Strong.
Strong wind.
Strong. Yes, strong. I think it's storm.
Okay, get ready for means when we say get ready for, we mean something's about to happen. When suddenly the wind gets strong, what happens next?
Storm.
Oh, storm. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Storm. Sorry.
I thought you said
Storm.
strong. Okay, storm. Okay.
Storm.
Right. Okay. Got it. Do you know an idiom that actually talks about how the weather is before a storm? And this is an idiom that has actually come up twice in classes I've had today. And it seems to be an idiom which is very common throughout the world, different cultures, different languages, which makes sense because it's invoking a weather phenomena that happens all over the world. Sam, have you ever heard of the expression "the calm before the storm"?
Yes, I heard, but right now I forget it. Yes.
Okay. Usually what happens is there's a sudden, before the, what's happening is low pressure and high pressure systems are meeting. So what happens is they stall or they get stuck. So it becomes very still, no wind, everything seems very calm. This is a normal phenomenon that happens. And then one of the pressure systems pushes in and it starts a heavy wind as the high pressure air escapes to the low pressure. This causes wind. That's what wind is. So it gets very windy, and then of course this quick change in temperature and air movement causes a storm. So this is very normal. Okay. The expression "the calm before the storm," we're talking about basically a period of time, nothing much is happening, everything's very calm, but or you realize it's about to get crazy.
Something is wrong.
Well, maybe not wrong, just
but something is happening.
Something is going to happen, and usually involving a lot of activity. Maybe something bad, but maybe it's very frequently used, for example, in business. All right, if you work in a restaurant and it's Saturday night, the busiest night of the week, that restaurant opens at 6 p.m. From 5:30 to 6, you're all ready to start. There's nothing to do. Maybe that's the time you have something to eat. You just hang out and whatever. You call your family there's nothing going on. It's the calm before the storm. You open the doors of the restaurant and 50 people come in at once, and it's chaos. All right, the calm before the storm. That's the idea.
Okay.
All right. Okay, and we actually skipped one there, so let me go back here. Gina, number 6.
Sometimes even the sunniest skies can cloud over and the day turns dull.
That's it. Very good. It's clouding over. It's been nice all morning, but it's clouding over. Very common phrasing for English speakers to talk about that it's becoming more cloudy. Gina, what do people say in English when the clouds are going away? It was cloudy all morning, but now it's starting to.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. When the opposite is true, we say it's clearing up.
Okay.
Okay, so it's clouding over, or it's starting to cloud over, it's clouding over, or it's beginning to clear up, it's clearing up. Clearing up. Clear means no clouds. Yeah. Okay. Senia, back to you. Number 8.
Spring days can be quite warm, but it is usually frosty in the evening.
Okay.
Oh no, cool.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. Cool, Senia. Cool answer, Senia. Okay. In case you don't know, cool is a way overused, extremely super common expression or slang expression that English speakers use to mean okay, it's an affirmative, it's a positive. It's used to say yes. Okay, cool. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you at 7. All right. Something to show a positive reaction. Sometimes we just say cool. Wow. Oh, he did a flip. Oh, that's cool. Something is good. Yeah, okay. Fat. Ken, all right. Ken, you're more hip than I am, obviously. Okay. Okay, anyway, all right. Albino wants me to pronounce moderate. Moderate. So the AT is just it. It's extremely reduced. Like separate. Separate containers. You should recycle into separate containers. You need to separate the plastic from the tin. So you see the difference? 8 and ut. Very fast schwa sound. Okay. Let's move on. Our next exercise should be nice and easy. You guys have a 50-50 chance. Anyway. Okay, you're going to choose one of two kind of similar sounding words that is the key word in an idiom, and then maybe we'll talk about the idiom. So let's try this out. Starting with Albina, number 1.
It was obvious that Charles was angry. He came storming into the room, threw the contract on the table, and demanded to know why he had not been consulted. So
All
he
right.
was angry. The key word is angry. So
Yes, it is.
storm is something connected to something what is violent.
That's correct.
Stormy is correct word here because of it.
That is exactly correct. Couldn't have explained it any better. Now, on the other hand, someone can breeze into a room as well. Okay? For example, someone with a high degree of confidence, maybe someone very wealthy, breezes into a room. I tend to think of like a female movie star. Breezes into a room. They're not worried about anything. They're just kind of going with the flow, so to speak. And there's an air of utter complete confidence and maybe gracefulness and smoothness when somebody breezes into a room. Either one, if somebody storms in or somebody breezes in, they're noticeable by other people. But obviously very different in meaning. Somebody who breezes in is very calm and confident and graceful. Somebody who storms in, yeah, everything to do with anger. Hogan, number 2.
Number two, it was obvious from the way Peter
Oh,
something in this morning that Mary had said yes to his proposal.
okay. So did he breeze in or storm in?
Breezed.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Last explanation. So there it is. He walked in confidently, securely. Yeah. Okay. But it's obvious. Again, it was obvious, so people noticed when Peter breezed into the room. Right. He's confident. Okay. That's it. All right. Ken, number 3.
I think I drank too much last night at dinner. I'm afraid I'm feeling a bit under the weather this morning.
Yes, indeed. Very, very common idiom. If you're feeling under the weather, you don't feel well. It doesn't have to be due to overconsumption of alcohol. It could be because you have a cold or a flu. We often use this when it's the beginning of a cold or a flu, so you don't feel quite right. You might even say, I don't feel quite right. I'm just a bit under the weather. Okay. Basically, slightly or to moderately sick. You wouldn't really say this if you were really, really sick. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sam, number 4.
Okay. They used to be crazy about each other, but I think the relationship has cooled recently.
Yes. Very good. What's the meaning there?
Means very cool, very positive,
No.
no?
Actually, no. Strangely, when I say
Okay, I understand.
yeah,
Yes, means there is no feelings, something like that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Means cool, means no any excitement, nothing else.
right. If the opposite, if they have a hot, burning, passionate relationship, woohoo!
Yeah.
All right, we've got soap opera material here. Okay, yeah, rated R. Okay, but yeah, if it's a cool relationship, if I'm cool to someone, I barely talk to them. I speak to them basically with no intonation, no feeling, as you said, and I only talk to them what I need to, what I absolutely need to say to them. I don't sit there and I don't gossip, or I don't have really friendly relationships. Purely functional with no emotion. That's the key, no emotion. You got it. All right, Gina, number 5.
Meeting Jane's parents for the first time was a bit worrying, but they gave me a very warm welcome. Her mother was lovely.
Yes, a warm welcome is the collocation and or idiom. Okay. So did Jane's parents like him or hate him?
Yes.
Yes, they liked him. They were a warm welcome, very nice and pleasant. We can use sunny as an adjective to talk about people. It's very common. So, Gina, if somebody has a sunny disposition, and by the way, that's a strong collocation, or maybe a sunny personality, but sunny disposition is very common. What does that mean?
That is a person with a positive attitude.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. A very positive attitude, very friendly. Yep. Exactly correct. Okay. All right. Senia, back to you for number 6.
The car broke down on the way to my husband's parents. We were 2 hours late for Sunday lunch. We can imagine we got rather frosty reception.
Indeed. Very similar to the relationship is cooled. If someone is cold to you, they barely talk to you, there's no emotion. If you get a frosty reception, yeah, definitely not good. They're not happy. So they barely talk to you. Yeah, that's it. So, cool, cold, frosty, when you're talking about emotions, it's negative, as opposed to warm or hot is generally speaking, sunny is generally positive. I should mention frosty does have another slang meaning. Well, it's very similar. I've seen it recently in 2 or 3 recent movies out of Hollywood, so I guess this is some kind of trending slang or something. Let's get frosty. We need to get frosty. I don't know, but it's always like the hero right before the big shootout fight scene. They talk about they need to get frosty. Like, I guess it means like no emotions, cold and killer instinct. I guess that's the idea, as near as I can tell. Anyway, you may hear that. I really never heard it before the last few years. Anyway, Albina, number 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I start by thanking you for giving me such a welcome? We have already had warm welcome, so
Yes,
maybe it should be hot welcome.
Yeah, I think it's warm welcome again.
Warm welcome. Okay. I see.
Okay, well, and I tell you why. You know, we already talked about warm welcome. A hot welcome may be possible, but okay, guys, basically when you use the adjective hot and you're talking about emotions, you're moving into an area of there's sexual connotations here. Okay. All right. So I don't think you'd talk to ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the hot welcome. You can all put your clothes back on. Okay. Maybe in that case, yeah, but right. Okay. Before I get in trouble, I need to move on here. All right. Moving on. Hogan, number 8, please.
Number 8. What's the matter? Cheer up. You look a bit gloomy.
Okay, right. Gloomy face, as Senior pointed out earlier. Okay. Hogan, though, wait a second. What if I describe someone as foggy? And actually, it would be very normal to describe yourself as foggy.
Foggy.
What does that mean?
It feels like confused and I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on here.
yeah, that's it. Until I have my coffee in the morning, I'm a bit foggy, for example. And that's actually the truth. Yeah, or you hit your head or something, you feel a bit foggy. That's it. Excellent. Ken, number 9.
I wish Dave was more dynamic. He always seems to be half asleep. He's a bit damp, wet. Really?
Really? Okay. Now, all right, this particular usage, Americans would never say this, but we kind of have related meanings. And their related meanings are parts of bigger idioms. So let's kind of talk about related idioms that, and see if we can figure this one out. Ken, if you describe someone as wet behind, what are you saying? What does that mean? If you're wet behind the ears?
Wet behind ears.
Not wet as behind, just wet behind the ears.
Mm,
I mistyped there. Wet behind the ears. Yeah.
maybe wet suggests crying to me.
Not eyes, but ears. I don't know why. I don't know the etymology. I don't know the history of this idiom. It's kind of actually weird. I have no idea what it possibly could be, quite honestly. If you're wet behind the ears, you're inexperienced.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. So you might hear someone's a bit wet, but it would have to do with the idea that they're inexperienced. Okay. Okay, but if we say that okay, someone is like a damp cloth, like a damp cloth. Okay, then okay. Well, what do you think is the idea if Dave is like a damp cloth? Yeah.
Damp clothes. Maybe wet clothes.
Well, damp means wet. I know that, but not
Maybe
soaking wet, but a little wet. But
uncool wet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Clothes.
Okay, he's a bit damp, really. Okay, damp here means yeah, uncool, boring. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you hear damp cloth, damp dishcloth. He's a okay, I guess this is related. A milksop would be
Milk soap.
yeah. A sop, a milksop. Okay, this is really old word. It doesn't really even exist anymore. But a sop is something like a cloth or a sponge you use to soak up liquid. A milksop. Okay, if someone is a milksop, it means that you use them. They have no personality, and you basically tell them what to do, and they don't argue with you. They just robotically do things. They're really boring people with no personality that will do whatever you tell them to do. Okay, that's a milksop. Or same idea. He's a bit damp. Kind of boring, and you can push him around, and he's got no personality. Will never stand up for himself. All right, that's the idea. All right, Sam, number 10.
Okay. My students really annoy me sometimes, particularly when they never do their homework. They really are are they really are shower?
Take your pick. Take your guess. Okay.
Storm. I don't know what does it mean shower, but I know the storm. Storm.
Okay. Okay. I think it's storm because I've heard somebody being referred to as a storm.
Yes, somebody's annoying you a lot.
Yes, but I've heard it before. As an American, I've heard of it is more like it. I've never heard anybody say it or read it. As an American, we never ever use this, so I'm a little vague to the specific meaning. But yeah. So I think it has to be you are a storm because that's the only one I've ever heard. A shower is a very small rain, maybe even in a small area, maybe only for 10 minutes is a shower.
Yeah, same as like shower we use
Yeah.
for taking a bath.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you can actually look and you can see that it's raining a half a kilometer away, but it's not raining where you are. That's a shower,
Mm-hmm.
okay? It's not widespread over hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. It's
Mm-hmm.
a very small area. And it passes quickly. Maybe it only lasts 10 minutes. That's a shower. The literal meaning,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's logical to say there really are a storm because that's very annoying. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay. We've pretty much talked about it enough, so this next little matching part should be fairly easy to do. Gina, which adjective, straightforward adjective below, matches the weather term?
Frosty is unfriendly.
Yes, it is. Okay, very good. Senia, warm.
Friendly.
Okay. All right, they're basically opposites. Right. Albina, hazy.
Confused.
Yep, hazy or foggy, right? We talked about before, kind of meaning confused, right? Hogan, stormy.
Stormy, angry.
Yep. It can also have the meaning of being unpredictable, like a stormy relationship. Okay, if a couple, a man and a woman, have a stormy relationship, one minute they're hot about each other, and the next minute they're very cold to each other. It can also have the idea of being unpredictable. Yeah, Ken, gloomy.
Sad.
Yes, that's right. Okay. You might hear gloomy. You might hear this. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of goofy. I don't know. Don't be such a gloomy Gus. All right. Don't be such a gloomy Gus. Okay, I think I've heard this on The Big Bang Theory. This is something. Anyway. Okay. No matter. Okay, let's move on. All right. Another fill in the blank exercise, wherein the exercise is in the format of a dialogue, one person speaking or asking a question and the other person answering. Okay, we're going to answer with some kind of weather word to create an idiomatic meaning. Okay, Gina. No, sorry. Hang on, Gina. Sam, you can go first. Sam, number one.
Okay. Did you hear about David? No. Why did he leave so suddenly? Well, apparently he left under a blank. Someone found out that he had been stealing from the company expense account. Okay. He left under a blank. Under a blank. He left under a
Well,
hazy.
hazy is an adjective. Okay.
Okay.
Purely grammatically, we have an article here and then a period at the end of the sentence. There has to be a noun.
Okay.
The answer
Okay.
must be a noun.
Must be a noun. Under a wind?
Well, no.
Or
How do you
no.
get under a wind? I'm not sure. Difficult to do.
Because wind is a noun and
Yeah.
and
Here,
okay.
here you go.
Cloud.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. He left under a cloud. Really, the
Cloud.
key word for understanding this idiom is actually apparently. Because, all right, if someone leaves under a cloud, there's an idea that nobody knows exactly precisely what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So people use the idiom and, okay, why did she leave the party? I'm not sure. I think she left under a cloud because somebody accused her of cheating on her husband. Okay, it's kind of a weird idiom because it's used in a very specific circumstance where we're not totally sure
Okay.
exactly what the situation is,
Mm-hmm.
but we know it's bad.
Okay.
Okay, we usually will have a guess what it is.
He did something. He did something, but nobody knows that what he did.
That's right. That's basically it.
But,
Okay.
but if it is not sure that we can use under a cloud.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it exactly. Oh, okay. Now, Gina, number 2.
How was the office party? A bit slow at first, but it soon warmed up when the boss left.
Yep. That's interesting. Yeah, that seems to be the best answer here. Okay. All right. Brighten up is generally used for, it can be used for moods, but it's often used for physically decorating to make it more cheerful. But it can be used basically to mean more cheerful. Heated up, if something heats up, it's usually you're talking about a fight or an argument. An argument heats up. So if things heated up when the boss left, you would assume that there was an argument that got worse. It's used to talk about an existing argument that actually gets worse. So I think, I guess warmed up is the best. Gina, okay, warm up is used in another way as a phrasal verb. Do you know another way that we use warm up? Who else warms up, for example?
Who is angry?
No, nothing to do with emotions or anything like that. If you're going to play football, you should warm up. What does that mean?
That the action is more concentrated.
No, if you warm up before a football match, you probably stretch. You do a few basic exercises to get your blood flowing, stretch your muscles. You warm up. Okay. We warm up in the class. Before we start looking at the idioms, we look at some literal meanings of words to kind of warm up. A little bit easier exercise to sort of get ready. Okay. Often musicians, before they start a performance, will warm up a little. They'll play a few notes, they'll run through the scales, they'll play a few bars, they'll warm up, kind of get ready. Yeah. Okay. Senia, number 3.
So, you met my old friend Larry yesterday. What did you think of him? A great guy. Yes, I warmed to him straight away.
Well, close. Warmed up to him. Yeah.
But so in the second it was brighten up, finally.
No, but it soon. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. I guess it would have to be. Yeah, I'm sorry. My mistake. You're right. So. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I'm really confused. I was a little bit confused last time. The party brightened up or warmed up. Okay, I guess either one would work. To tell you the truth, in number 3, I warmed to him straight away or I warmed up to him straight away. Actually, either one would work. So I don't know. I'm really confused here, actually. Both are the correct answer. You warm to someone or you warm up to someone. Either way. This is a case where up, all right, clean up your room. Okay, we use the word up to emphasize the verb and maybe to add the concept of completely. So clean your room, clean up your room. They basically mean the same thing. Clean up has a little more emphasis. So here's a case where I warmed up to him straight away, or I warmed him straight away. Basically mean the same thing. You're just adding more emphasis with warm up. Okay. This is kind of a common thing in English with up, as used as a part of a phrasal verb. Many times it doesn't really change the meaning at all. It just adds emphasis and the idea of completely. Okay. Albina, number 4.
Have you replied to that letter from a bank? Not yet. Can you help me? I'm a bit hazy about what to do actually.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not certain. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a doubt.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So good example here because it kind of illustrates when we use hazy, it's usually about being confused because you don't have the skills or the knowledge or the experience to do something. When we use foggy, it's because of physical things, like you just woke up or you got hit in the head. Okay, so, all right, useful.
You didn't drink coffee, for example.
Then you're foggy. You probably wouldn't tend to use hazy. You tend to use foggy for that kind of situation, right? Hogan, number 5.
Number 5. Did you have a good time last night? Not really. Jill had some sad news, which blank the whole evening. Sad news. Clouded?
Yeah.
Yep, clouded.
That's it. Okay. A similar idiom. You might say it cast a pall. Now this is an interesting idiom. It cast a pall over the whole evening. This is very interesting because this is really old English. A pall is another word for shadow. Like when a cloud goes overhead, it makes a shadow. And okay, so it's really the same idea. You cast a shadow. It casts a pall over the same evening. It's very, very much related. And actually, I don't. At least for Americans, is even more common. But it's a really old idiom. We don't really use the word pall anymore. But anyway, there it is. Sometimes really old words that are not used at all in normal English, they'll pop up in an idiom. Okay. Moving on. Ken, number 6.
Well, is it going to be a week sightseeing in Brazil or fortnight in Bali? Let's throw caution to blank 2 weeks in the sun. We can worry about playing for it when we'll come back.
Okay.
Let's throw caution to wound up.
Caution to the.
Yep.
So it's got to be a noun.
The wand.
Wind. Yes. Okay. When it's a verb, like you're wrapping string around and around and around, it's wind, or you wind up a toy. But when it's weather, it's wind. Okay. Throw caution to the wind is a very common expression. You know, basically means, who cares? Oh, never mind the risk. Let's just do it. Let's throw caution to the wind and do it, whatever. Do whatever you're doing could be anything, so it applies to any situation. Let's throw caution to the wind and order tacos today. Let's throw caution to the wind to get married. Let's throw caution to the wind and invest in a stock. It really doesn't matter. Everything and anything. Ken, what's a fortnight?
Fortnight. I don't know. One night. Fortnight.
No. Fortnight is 2 weeks. Half a month.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. Basically half a month or 2 weeks specifically. Right. Okay. All right. Sam, number 7.
Yes. Liz seemed a bit depressed this morning. She'll soon when I tell her she's being sent to Paris. Okay. It might be a. Mhm. Has he? No?
No, she'll soon hazy. No. Hazy means
No.
confused.
Okay.
She was sad.
Means
She will soon be
sad.
happy. She
Okay.
will be happy. So what's the one that means happy? Or become happy?
Become happy. Brighten up.
There you go. All right. Brighten up is like cheer up.
Mhm.
And again, it can be used for people or for things. You want to brighten up your room. Maybe you'll paint it a lighter color, like yellow or something,
Mhm.
to make it the idea that you're going to make it more cheerful and friendly, pleasant. A person brightens up, they cheer up. You might say, why are you looking so gloomy? You need to brighten up. So cheer up. So I guess going back to 2 and 3 here, we had it right. All right. The party warmed up when the boss left. I warmed to him straight away. But it's possible you could have used brightened up when the boss left. It became more cheerful. So either one, and number 3 could be warmed up to somebody or warmed to him. Either one. So yeah, okay. There we go. All right. Guess no time for a quick revision today. We're out of time, so thank you, everyone. Thanks for now. You guys have a great day. I'll be back in a couple minutes for another class.